Some have food but cannot eat. Some can eat but have no food. We have food and we can eat. I just sang the first 3 lines of a song we used to chant in primary school before every single meal. I never understood the first line because who has food and cannot eat? I decided in my head back then that it must be sick people. It was a temporary thing where they lose their appetite and then they eventually get better. Little did I know that one day that line would describe me. Back in December 2024, I woke up that morning late with a feeling of pain and heaviness in my stomach. It was a weird sensation, something I had never felt before. I shrugged it off. I knew I had spent the night before feasting with my friends, so this was temporary. I ate recklessly. It would pass. 496 days later, it has not passed. What I had, I would later learn, is called IBS, Irritable Bowel Syndrome. For most of last year, I fought it. I wanted my old body back. I tried medications, I tried diets, I tried herbal teas. I walked and walked and walked, hoping that one day I would wake up and feel normal again. I still have not felt normal, yet in some ways, I am grateful for IBS. Let me explain. Back in October last year, on the 23rd of October specifically, I woke up 30 minutes before my alarm, and I remember my mind was racing at the time. I had been sending job applications for 40 days at a time, and on this day, I decided that I was going to stop sending applications. I had sent so many applications with only silence to show as a result. So my decision was simple. I was going to focus on building instead. Building public proof of work, building a portfolio, building the version of me I knew was inside, but had never let out. I did all of this without telling anyone, and I called that period my skill development and refinement era. During those 50 days, I acted like I was possessed. I completed projects and gave myself impossible deadlines to complete them. I ran experiments, I built things, I learned, I broke things, I rebuilt them. I wrote case studies and I documented the entire journey. I did all of this while living through the pain of IBS. Now here is something that I only recently understood. In nature, a seed needs 2 things to sprout: water and sunlight. Without those 2 conditions, the seed remains a seed. It never becomes the tree. It took IBS to give me my water and my sunlight during those 50 days of isolation. Without IBS, I would have never formed the habit of taking daily walks. I'm talking 60, 80, 100 minutes of walking outside alone, with no headphones, no music, no podcast, just my feet and my thoughts. That was where my best ideas were born. Without IBS, I would not have been forced to strip out all the ingredients and spices that I loved to eat bland foods. And when I was no longer able to find pleasure in food, my brain had to find that pleasure from somewhere else. It found it in writing, in teaching, in creating things that did not exist before. Now, before you think that I must be so mature to see the upside of IBS, here is something you should know. Sometimes the pain gets so bad that I have the sensation of wanting to cut my stomach open with a knife just to let whatever is in there out. I try. I swear I try to simply sit with the pain, to breathe through it. But there are days when I fail, and on those days, I try to escape. I turn on Netflix, I order pizza, I get ice cream. I try to delight my taste buds so hard that my stomach forgets, so that my brain has something louder to focus on than the thing inside me that is asking to be heard. So why am I standing here, thanking the one thing that has caused me so much pain? It's because at the end of those 50 days, I had written over 100 blog posts. I had recorded my first 2 videos in French, a language I had only started learning months ago. I had built things and completed projects that I never thought I could build. I had become someone I never thought I could be. The person I became during the skill development and refinement era gave me the courage to move to a new city, Montreal, alone this year. It gave me the courage to start a business, to walk into rooms where I know no one, to give speeches in French, a language I am still learning. To stand here in front of you, telling this story. The seed has sprouted. The tree is still small, but the roots are so deep. It is often said that telling a story is like building a house, brick by brick, but with words. Can you see yourself in any room in this house that I have built? Perhaps you're in a season of isolation or in the process of going through some invisible pain, be it related to health, finances, relationships. Perhaps like me, you try to escape, whether it's with scrolling, with food, with sex, with the next movie, the next emission, the next whatever that will try to drown out the noise inside you. I am here tonight to tell you that the thing that you're trying to run away from might just be your water, your sunlight, the very conditions that you need to sprout. So tonight, ask yourself, what if the thing that I am running away from is the one thing that is trying to set me free?